let me get right to the heart of things by asking each of you whether you believe that their decision to withhold evidence, that is the canary with the wrung neck, which itself was a crime, that makes one an accessory after the fact to murder.
Right.
Do we approve of their decision or do we disapprove of it? Were they right to do it? Leon.
Mainly, no, I don't approve of it. I think as a citizen, I deplore it. I mean, I think whatever your feelings of sympathy might be for the accused, the law requires that at least with respect to the investigation, we disclose what happened, and if one wants to plead for mercy on the basis of sympathy, one could do it at the trial, or one can do it at sentencing, or various other times. But there's a curious thing. I mean, I said mainly no, and as a citizen, I continue to say no. But it's very curious. The story is about a jury of her peers, namely Mrs. Wright's peers. But the reader is put also in a position of constituting him or herself part of a jury of the peers of these two women who've withheld evidence. And I find myself sympathetic to these women. In other words, you read the story, you're able to see the whole crime through their eyes. And you could say, the law is the law, but there's such a thing as either equity or justice, and it's not just female solidarity. They've understood something. They've declared, they found a notion of justice in which Minnie Foster Wright is not guilty, and we're as a jury of their peers, as a jury of their peers, we are so sympathetic to them that our initial presumption that they've done wrong is at least qualified. So, I mean, so I'm bothered. I mean, I mostly think they did wrong, but why is it that I'm so sympathetic to what they've done?
Because you are both a human being and a citizen.
No, I'm saying it's not that I'm a sappy human being who's been softened up by decades of feminism.
I'm not saying that sympathy is sap.
It's that they have enabled me to understand the entire crime because they understand the inner meaning of the house. They understand that this is in some ways just. Mr. Wright, in a certain way, got what he deserved. That's what you mean by justice. And there is a sense of justice which is not simply law-abidingness.
There is a larger justice that they've achieved here. Is that right? I guess I'm not quite prepared to agree with that. I mean, there is a murder that goes unpunished. Right. They've committed obstruction of justice. There's also been really kind of a loss of marital trust. I mean, particularly in bringing Mrs. Peters into this. She's married to the law, and now she's going to be engaged in this cover-up for the next few months. I don't see that they've really done Minnie Wright herself any favor. And it seems to me that the women have proved their own unsuitability for ever serving on a jury or ever being granted the vote and inclusion on juries. I mean, juries are really at the heart of our justice system. This is an issue central for a self-governing people. And
let me just walk for a second between the two of you. I agree with both of you. There is a subversion of justice, legal justice here. But the justice that you're talking about is different from legal justice, I suspect.
Well-
And I think there's a certain sense in which Mr. Wright gets exactly what he deserves.
Yeah, no, but look, that can't be the full story. These women only see the women's side. I mean, I take it he has a story too. I mean, whatever killed his soul.
putting together his
You know, his hard soul was deformed at some earlier point in his own life, and you know that's a kind of omniscience that human beings don't have. And so they are partisan. The women here are partisan from the beginning,
Except
and
if you-
they make no attempt to understand John Wright.